Okay, so now let's divide radicals here. So we get rad 15, divide that by 5 rad 20. Okay, so you can't really directly divide these together, so what you have to do is just try to simplify both radicals and see what we can do. So rad 15 is just rad 15 because we can't really reduce that. However, rad 20 can become 5. Alright, 5. And the factors of 20 are 4 and 5, so it's 2 squared times 5. Okay. So you can simplify this radical out. So you get 15, right? And then we get 5 times 2, because the square root of 2 squared is 2. Alright, square root of 5. So we get square root of 15, 10 square root of 5. Okay, now what you don't want to do is you don't want to leave the denominator as a radical, because we don't want the denominator to have any kind of irrational number, which is this is the case, square root of 5. So the way to solve this is that what we're going to do is we're going to multiply, all right, both the top and bottom by the square root of 5. Okay? Right? Now if we do this, what happens to the denominator is that it becomes a whole number, which is much better. Okay? So anytime you have a radical in the denominator, you multiply both the top and the bottom by that radical. Okay? So in the numerator we get square root of 15 times 5. Alright? Try not to combine, because in the long run it actually helps you see clear the factors you can, square root and stuff. Okay? And then this becomes 10 times 5 squared. Alright. So let's work on the denominator first. So this becomes 10 times 5 squared. Square root that is just 5, right? So it's 10 times 5. Alright. Now the factors of 15 and 5, well, let's see, we get 5 times 3 times 5. Alright, so that gives us 5 squared times 3. Divide that by 10 times 5. Okay, now we can take the square root of 5 squared. So it gives us 5 square root of 3 over 10 times 5. Now we can cancel these 5's here. And then the final answer is going to be square root of 3 over 10. So anytime you have a radical in the denominator, you must try to make it into a whole number. I think they call it, you must try to rationalize it. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, let's say we had radical 4 over 5 rad 3. It's totally rad. Okay, so let's see. First thing is we want to see if we can simplify. So 4 is 2 squared, so square root of 4 is 2. Okay, over 5 rad 3. Now again, we don't want to have any radicals in the bottom, so we multiply both top and bottom by rad 3. So you get 2 rad 3. Alright, then here we get 5. Alright, rad 3 squared. So this gives us 2 radical 3 over 5 times 3, right? So our final answer is going to be 2 radical 3 over 15. Let's try another one. Well, let's try one with variables, okay? So we can have 15xy over 3 times 10 times xy cubed. If you have variables, it's still the same idea, alright? So let's see if we can simplify the top. Can we? 15, that's 5 and 3. No, you can't. So it gives us 15xy for the top over, okay, now here we're going to have 3. Can you take the radical of 10? No, we can't. Alright, so the only thing that we can actually take the radical is this y cubed. So y cubed is y squared times y, so we have 3y square root of 10xy. Okay? Yeah, I believe that's right. Yeah, 3y times 10xy. Alright, now we gotta make sure that the bottom doesn't have a radical, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna multiply both the top and bottom by 10xy times 10xy, okay? So that's going to give us, alright, square root of 15 times 10 times x squared and then y squared over, okay, because 15 times 10 x squared times y squared over 3y, okay, times that by 10xy squared gives us, so let's do the numerator. Let's work on the variables first. We get x squared and y squared, they both take the radical, you get x and y. Alright, 15 and 10, okay, so the factors of 15 are 5 and 3, 10 is going to be 5 and 2, okay, so like, alright, over, now here we can get 3y times 10xy. Okay, so now to go back to the numerator, we get xy, alright, radical 5 squared times 3 times 2 over 3y 10xy. Okay, now let's take the radical, the square root of 5 squared, so we get 5xy square root of 3 times 2, which is 6, over 3y 10xy. Now we see if we can, simplify and cross cancel anything. So we can cross cancel x's, we can cross cancel y's. Can we cancel 5 and 10? Yes, we can. 5 is 1 and 10 becomes 2. Alright, so what's left on the top? We have radical 6. What about the bottom? 3 times 2, which is 6. And then we have a y left over. So the answer is radical 6 over 6y. It's amazing how you go for something pretty complicated, say square root of 15x squared, and then you get something simple.